Sometimes, obviously I'm in school and I'm doing the content creation and doing school at the same time, trying to get a degree, trying to get my degree in communications and visual media. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it'd be real hard. Sometimes I doubt myself, with the content creation. Obviously I'm here to get my degree, but I've just always wanted more for myself. Nothing wrong with working, for somebody, but all my life, I don't really think that I was meant for that. I don't really think that I was meant for working for somebody for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I was little, I've always had very big dreams, but with no idea how I was gonna get there. Even still, as an adult, I have very big dreams with, ironically, still no idea how I'm gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? I keep posting, I keep putting stuff out, pouring my entire being, into everything that I put out. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I put out, I put my entire being into. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I finally get the ball. You know what I'm saying? When I finally get the ball, I'm definitely gonna shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Put out content, day in and day out. And you stay consistent and you stay, not afraid of, who's judging you, who's, doing this and doing that. But it's just sometimes I'm not gonna lie, sometimes Nobii does doubt himself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do doubt myself. Sometimes I'm in the back of my head, I know it's just the devil, but in the back of my head, I'm just what if you don't, do what you say you're gonna do? If you don't get to the point that you want to be at. And whenever I hear that voice in the back of my head, you know what I do? I just post more videos, post more photos. I create more whenever I feel that way. And I feel like that helps me, not only put one foot in front of the other regardless of if I'm doubting myself in the back of my head, but it also lays the foundation, you know what I'm saying? And what people don't realize about this, you know what I'm saying, is it's like you building a house. You find an abandoned, run down house, and you build that hoe, brick by brick. And you don't know how long it's gonna take. Some days you may not have no bricks, some days you may not have no wood, some days you may not have some measuring tape, you know what I'm saying? And some days you may have to wait on the materials, and that's okay, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we building this house, you know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't really understand, you know what I'm saying? You gotta treat it like a journey. You gotta treat it like you're building something. Somebody doesn't just get an abandoned, rundown house. I'm gonna have this done, next week. I'm gonna have it all, set up, shit like that. But it's just you gotta understand that it takes a minute. Sometimes I do doubt, not gonna lie. But whenever I get those doubts in the back of my head, I go harder,